the thermostat here. This is your thermostat. See the clamps there? There's one on the top and the bottom, and those hold that in place so that when you put that thermostat in there, you slip it in from the top, and these click into a groove there and lock down, and when you tighten this up, it just cinches that piece in that thermostat in place. Maybe a little better positioning. Okay. Now on the wiring, you have your L4, which is 2 reds. They go to number 14 on the back of this thermostat. Now you also have the 2 blues, which are your N4. I believe it was N4. That's correct. So that's your N4. It's the 2 blues. They come in on number 13. The LH1, which is your yellow, comes in on number 10. Your L4, which is your other lead from this L4 here, is your power coming in pretty much. It comes over to this L4 here, and that is on number 9. Okay. And then the only thing that is left on that thermostat at that point is your thermocouple, which is this item right here, and it has this little kind of braided line. And what it does is it runs around and through this top plate. See if I can kind of angle you there. And through this top plate down back behind these blocks here. And I'm going to show you how that is, but that's so that you can understand that that piece runs all the way to the back side of one of these. And your red is there on number 6, and your blue is there on number 5. Okay, so that's your positive and your negative going to your thermocouple. Okay, now there's your information. I'll turn it over so you can see it. You can actually read it now. There's your information there. Hold it still for that thermostat, and there's actually a guide. If I can get you a good enough angle on that, we'll zoom on in there. Let's see if I can get it to focus in for you. There you go. And it kind of explains it. So on yours you'll see the same thing, but that kind of gives you an understanding of like the fact that you can look at that and see that you've got normally closed and normally open contacts. So it's got a relay inside of there. There's also the same thing on this side, and you've got other contacts up in here. Okay. All right. So next thing. Drop it down. Okay. This is your thermocouple right here. This is the red and blue wires like I showed you on the back of the thermostat. Okay. Obviously the red goes to where the red was on that one, and the blue goes to where the blue was. This comes through this plating right behind here, and it actually comes and attaches to this block, and I'll show you that momentarily. But that's the front of your thermocouple, and there's a little plate on the back that this screws through, and it locks. And this has a little divot drilled into the back of this block here. See that divot there? And there's and this actually sits in there, and it screws through a plate and locks on the back, and that's how it reads your temperature. This is your element, and see that block is right there on the top, right? Well, actually this one would be on the bottom, sorry. This one's there on the bottom, see right there? And this is your element, and your element actually slips down inside of there like that. She has a hole there. All the elements come with wire covers. There's a little white piece, the sleeve that goes over that. They also come with a ceramic piece that fits into there and to right there. What it does is you angle that through there, put your ceramic piece on, and it slips into place. That's how those work. Now I'm going to show you how to dismantle this so that you can get the piece you need. Okay, now there's a screw here and a screw here. There's also a screw here and here. Now these are two different blocks. See how this one moves? Because it's on springs and it's got a flake that moves this up and down there. So if you were trying to take the top one off, you would take this one loose and this screw, and it would slide down because there's a set of there's a little piece of metal like that goes over a screw in the back. But in order to do the thermocouple, take this screw loose here. Then you take this screw loose right here. See how it's already kind of loose there? Alright, so be careful because these are not attached to anything. So you slide that out. And if you saw that, with that little piece right there, and it has to be there. Oh. See? Another one. Okay. And if you look on the back, now you have a thermocouple. See, the thermocouple comes through there, comes down to here, and it screws into that plate. And that plate screws into place, and it just locks it in there. And that's it. So for a new one, you would just take this one out, unscrew it out of there, and screw the new one in, route the wires through there, and then hook them to your thermostat the way I showed you. And when you put it back together, you put it together with one of these little stanchions and one of those heat shields. Okay, and that'll protect everything from transferring heat from here to this plate.